So this is what happened. Hopefully the engine's okay in the E39. What's happened here is yesterday I went and drove it again a little bit further. Can't lift up my gimp arm. You never want to hop in it and take it on a longer drive. You always want to do short drives. Then if it does okay, then you go move forward. So we did have a failure. At this point, the failure was not my fault. We got out about 5 miles. It wasn't even 5 miles, probably 3 miles away. And I stood on a little bit. Everything was good. Looked down. The temperature's in the red. And thought, well, maybe through a belt, maybe something happened. So I shut it off. And how you do these, the best way to do these cars, if you're overheating, you're out somewhere, is not to drive them. But since it was on the way back, I can almost see my house. I shut it off, sat there for a little bit, started it up, gave her a little throttle for 30-40 seconds, shut it off, and I could roll quite a ways, right? So I just did that twice, and luckily I'm downhill here, rolled into my house, shut it off. Let it cool off, started back up. Everything seemed okay. If you do, it never overheated, more just for a few seconds. M54 engine, if you overheat that, what's going to happen here? That is 110% going to pull the head bolt threads out. That would be great if that happened. Let me tell you, that'd be sweet. I think we're good though. We didn't get it near that hot. Came up here, all the belts were still on it to my surprise. There was nothing leaking, nothing going on. The thermostat, the water pump, the pulleys, the belt, everything's new. Like everything. The hoses. Come up here and touch this side of the thermostat, it's hot. Touch this side, it was ice cold. So that brand new thermostat, that is I don't remember what brand that was. It says Motorrad. I think that was the Waller though. I have to go back and look at the video. But it was a legit thermostat. It wasn't a knockoff. So I think we're going to have to do here, this car needs some more test time on it. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. You notice we did not put the shroud back in it yet, and that was for a good reason. Now this is like a 5-minute swap. Before that, it had been a pain in the ass to get the shroud off. I have a bare thermostat here. I think this was the Waller. I think it was like $50 for this damn thing. I have a bare, the one that came on this engine that looked new. I'm going to go ahead and swap that out to this, and we'll see how it works here. All right. Got a drain pan under it. We cleaned the drain pan out really good. Hopefully, maybe they'll catch some of it. Now we can't take the lower hose off first because there's nothing in it. It's empty because the thermostat's not opened up. We'll go ahead and, which means also when we bled it, it didn't bleed right because, well, that's the way it goes. Shoes back out of the way. What the hell is that? Hood popping? That go up there. We'll unplug the sensor here. Gotta watch the camera so the wind don't blow it over. We have, oh, I got the bracket back on this one. I'll have to get a 13 and 11, and we should have 3 10s on the bottom of it. So let me grab a couple more tools here. We'll be ready. All right, got a lube here to put the hoses back on with. So let's go ahead and start off by taking this 11 off first. Kind of set everything here. Next ups are 13. There we go. Now can we do it without taking the, this guy here off? Probably. Should be able to. If not, we'll take it off. It should be a 19. Well, before we go any further, let's go and pull this Give her a little tappity tappity. There is some coolant. There is coolant in there, it's just not opening. So I had to open up to bleed right. I'll leave that right there. But it's not opening up now at all. So that's just kind of the way it goes. Ten. 10. 10. Get my shoes wet. So there's that. Is there anything stuck in it? No, there's not. But you can see the problem, maybe, which is right there. The ring is actually cracked. If you can see it on wide angle or not, it's actually cracked where it goes in at. So I don't know why this thing didn't get froze. It had antifreeze in it. Had everything in it, but like anything else, it wasn't good enough. So I'm gonna do here, this is the one that came off this engine. I'm gonna pull this seal out, maybe. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I'm going to pull this seal out. We used a brand new seal in it. Perfectly clean. This seal has a little more cushion to it, where the other one's a little bit flat. Push it all down in there. I'll probably order a new one, a new thermostat for it anyway. Clean the hose fittings off here. Had a little bit of gravy on that. There we go. Yeah, that ring is not broken. Everything looks good with this one, and it should be good. Let's go ahead and feed it back in. 13 in there first. Probably not the most exciting video you ever seen. See what I'm doing? I'm just using this just to barely snug it up. I'll get a ratchet here. We'll fix her up with a ratchet, torque it down right. I could torque it down with this. I know this thing well enough, but it's so easy to get over tight. Whoop. Alright, there's that. Let me shut this off and get the ratchet. That one. These call for 7 foot-pounds on these 10s and 15 on the 13. But at this point in time, pretty much just know by feel. this. Gotta do her right, boys. Gotta do her right. Didn't really need that much, but it is what it is. It's a non-petroleum lubricant. Bottom one's still in liquid. You're watching how we do this. You don't want to roll that O-ring up in there. Make sure it's clicked good. That's all clicked good. And now we're not done. We have to bleed it. So put the tools up. We'll see how our coolant looks in the pan here so we can dump it back in. We'll start it up, do the bleed procedure. Okay. So how this one works, you guys seen me do this before, maybe, it's been a while. Take that out, you take this out. On a 3 series you won't have this bleed screw. We'll only have it on the reservoir. That right there, take this bleed screw out. There. We're going to go ahead and fill up this. We are using green coolant. There is no reason, no viable reason not to use green. Only because BMW tells you not to, because they want to sell you $30 a gallon coolant. We have these I have these cars over 300 or right at 300,000 miles on them that's still going strong using green coolant. A couple little specks in there is from whatever came out of the deal. So you're going to see it come out the thermostat hole first. It says mix 50-50. So it was definitely low. We won't put the last little bit in there. So that's some more flex in it. You can use Prestone, you can use whatever the hell you want. I think that's water. We'll add a little bit of this to it, then we'll get the coolant. There we go. Not quite what we were wanting just exactly. Do is we're going to tighten this down. But just a smidge more in here. We want to come out this other hole. Just like that. Replace this. See the bubbles coming out? Those are stopped. Put that back in. You never ever want to overdo this. Alright, let's get some actual coolant and let's start the car up. Turn the heater on max. should be able to see that squirting out of there. And it's squirting out, but not super hard. It's hard enough though. But it's coming out of this little hose over into there. Just gonna wipe all this stuff off so you can see this leaking. The heater is on max. The heater core was full the way it looks. We'll just let it run and warm up a little bit. Put the cat back on. That's pretty much it. Now, we're gonna go drive this thing. When we come back, we'll have to add, come back, let it cool completely off. I'll have to add just a tiny bit more coolant to it, and that'll be it. Okay, so in typical Nathan's BMW Workshop fashion, the audio cut on this one. We're driving the car here. You can see the temps are right in the middle. Actually coming down my driveway. So when I was driving, it's a little bit below the middle. When I was driving, it was dipping down to a quarter. And that tells me that this thermostat is failed to the cold side, failed open, as you will. So, but at least I can still test drive this thing for right now. I need to order a legit thermostat again, I guess. Again. And that's it. So I think what we're going to do here, actually later on this day, I just pull it in the shop. I'm going to go ahead and put the fog lights, assemble a few things on it. And I think what we're going to go for here, whether we sell it or keep it, we're going to have an E39 versus E60 drag race. The E39 with the Euro 2 tune. It's not running any emissions. And the E60 with the 3-stage manifold. So stay tuned for all that, guys. And I guess, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.